Did you start? Are we going? Are we doing? You wanna?
Sure.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, welcome back to a bit of...
It was our cold open today.
Yeah. We haven't been doing this in a few months. The holidays kind of, put a pause on things, and then...
Don't blame our laziness
Yeah.
on everything. It's totally true.
I mean, the first few months also, we had a lot of snow. There's just a lot of nonsense going on in general that kept us away from getting together and recording.
Not mischief. Not like jovial nonsense.
No. Like adult bullshit responsibility nonsense that
I did
everyone
my
has to do.
taxes.
Yeah.
Did you do your taxes?
I did my taxes too, and I owed a bunch of money.
What the fuck are we playing, Ives?
We're playing Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which is the follow-up sequel to Ori and the Blind Forest, which we completed earlier on this channel.
You completed that game. You did a great job.
Yeah, well, we did
I
that.
talk so much shit.
We played that game in two parts. We played it right after I got it.
Please press start.
Okay. We played it right after I got it and had no idea what we were doing. We're going to start a new game file. And we were terrible at it. And then I played a bunch solo on my own off camera. Got pretty good at the game. And then we came back and completed that shit in like a sitting. So...
Yeah, that was a long night.
Yeah.
It was fun, though. We did on that night what we did this night. And that was eat Chinese food.
Yeah, we did.
So,
It's become a tradition for this game series.
It's late in the day. I'm full of food, and I am super tired.
Yep, me too.
I'm having Monster Hunter dreams too.
Yeah, you started Monster Hunter Rise, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. After I've spent years of my life not really liking Monster Hunter because I didn't like the controls and how the menus are set up and the ridiculous amount of grinding that you have to do. And
Right.
they've made so many quality of life improvements in that game that I bit the bullet and got the new one, and it's so much fun.
Is that what convinced you to get the new one? Is that
No, AJ and Marianne convinced me to get the new one.
This fucking goddamn influencing piece of shit.
Influencers. Oh, the thing he hatched.
Owl. Yeah,
the
it's the
owl
baby
hatched.
from the first one.
Oh, this is adorable. They named it Coo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monster Hunter Rise is really good, but it's before purchasing Monster Hunter Rise, I got Monster Hunter World. Just to dip my toes in the monster hunting waters again.
Yeah.
And that game is gorgeous. It is so pretty.
Right.
I got it on PC. Marianne and AJ have been playing it on PS4.
Is it crossplay compatible or no? Do you have to have it on the
Here's
same
a
platform?
sad song and story for you.
Uh-huh.
It is not crossplay compatible.
That sucks.
So I picked it up on PC thinking it was, because fucking what isn't now?
Yeah.
Thinking I'd be able to play it with Marianne and AJ, because they are the monster hunters in all of our friendships.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to get Monster Hunter World to see if I really wanted to play Monster Hunter Rise,
Okay.
because it's only available on Switch. And they
Okay.
say they're going to have a PC port out by the end of 2022.
Wow.
So that's a
while off.
million years from now,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to live that long. So I'll get it on Switch for now and enjoy the time that I have to live playing Monster Hunter-y games with them now.
Right.
It's still a very pretty game on Switch, but it's not up to the PC Monster Hunter
Standard.
World standard. That game is just leaps and bounds prettier.
I have to say that apart from a few exclusives, like console exclusives, I'm definitely a PC master race like elitist, because just everything, you can bump up the settings so high on PC, and you're not limited by whatever the console or your TV can handle.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. I'm right in that camp with you. And not just that, like, I mod a lot of my game.
Yeah.
So like when Fallout 4 came out, it was a little bit of a mess.
Right.
Kinda. They did well. Give that game like a month and a half. People making mods. That game is gorgeous now.
Yeah.
And it's got like quality of life improvements out of mods. Like all the menus are better. You can do like custom quick travels. You can turn off Preston Garvey.
So we were talking earlier off camera about how, for me anyway, this is either second or third on my best top games of 2020 list, with Last of Us Part 2 being number 1.
Right.
And Half-Life Alyx being kind of on par with this. just because it's a VR game that is just amazing to play. They did a really good job with.
Yeah, we were talking about that before, how, like, if Half-Life Alyx didn't exist, it would be like a toss-up between, like, a ton of other games.
Yeah.
But it does exist, so all those other games are so far below Alyx.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, visual, audio, gameplay ability.
Mm-hmm. For me, my top 5 of 2020 are in the following order, generally speaking, because there is some flexibility. Last of Us Part 2, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, Half-Life Alyx, Hades, and Star Wars Squadrons.
Yeah, you got really into Squadrons for a while.
Well, I'm also a huge Star Wars nerd, and I've always wanted to, like, simulate.
Who doesn't want to be a TIE fighter?
Yeah.
Or an X-Wing pilot?
Yeah. And they did a really good job in that game. I mean, the game's limited, but
it's a really pretty game, too.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That shit looks real.
It is very difficult if you get motion sickness, though, or get disorientation in VR. It's a really hard game to pick up. Yeah. As a result of the fact that there is no designated up or down, because you are in space, so everything is up and everything is down.
There's no horizon in space.
Right. And no one can hear you scream and or barf when you lose your shit.
Oh, you said that you can't fly? That you're a little Nemo of the owl world?
Little bum wing.
Do you think Ori sleeps with the nightlight, or Ori is the nightlight?
I think Ori is the nightlight. I would actually get a nightlight shaped like Ori just to have some... Like, I've never been much of a tchotchkes or, like, action figures, like, merchandise person when it comes to
me neither.
Games or movies, but there's certain things that I definitely appreciate. Another one was definitely Baby Yoda. Like, Did you
fall in love?
I definitely wanted to get some, like, Baby Yoda stuff. I'm still working on trying to find something that I would hold on to. Wait.
Where are you going? I thought you beat this game already.
I did. Wait, that opens up this, doesn't it?
There's a hole in the bucket.
Oh, yeah. Okay. There we go.
I can tell already, just because of that, there's going to be, like, a billion, like, little secrets that you can't see.
You recognize those little things I just dumped out of the basket onto the ground?
A little bit.
They're the keystone fragments from the first game that you had to get, like, 4 of to open those doors.
Like, you just, like, go and, like, hold on to them?
Yeah.
Or we went back and like, these are souvenirs.
Yeah, exactly. Or you just had a few left over and no door that they went to.
You're going to find them later in this game.
So this game, you start out with the feather from the first game, which is actually the feather from Ku's mother.
Yep.
And guess what?
It took Ori all day to think of that.
Yeah. I got a present for you.
This is from your dead mom. I mean, your mom.
Yeah. You now have new wing.
Read an article the other day about a man who got banned from Yellowstone for cooking a chicken in the hot springs.
Really? In the hot springs, or were we just cooking a chicken near the hot springs?
No, he like put chicken in the hot spring in order to cook the chicken.
Was it like a previously alive chicken that he dumped in there, or was it like a actual chicken you got in the supermarket?
Well,
like
I mean,
defeathered and skinned and stuff.
Do you know the chickens you get from the supermarket are previously living chicken?
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, did he just take a chicken that was still living and throw it in there and cook it alive? Or, like, was it animal cruelty on top of like, breaking the rules?
No. Like, there was just like a wild chicken just hanging out by the springs, and a guy's like, just happens to be visiting, is like, I'm really hungry.
Yeah.
There's a chicken. I don't know. I gotta look it up now.
Or he has a mount.
I can't really find too much info on it. It was a little while ago.
Okay.
3 men banned from Yellowstone for cooking chicken in geyser.
3 men. Wow.
Yeah. It was a team effort here.
I'm surprised they didn't, like, get severe, like, sulfur burns from being that close to a geyser.
I don't know. I've never been to Yellowstone, and I haven't really seen enough pictures of Yellowstone to really like know how
Well, I mean, you're dealing
close
with
you
like
are to the actual geyser or just the springs.
you're dealing with like acidic water that's heated by
Oh no, I know.
like
but
surface magma, basically. So I would expect some, you know, collateral physical and that like damage from that. But
the physics of it elude me.
look, it's the tree with the waterfall.
The temperatures exceed 400 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, it's pretty hot. Like putting your arm in an oven. So one thing I want to comment on this with this game is that, you know, the best way I can describe this in the first game is like if Disney and Miyazaki got together and made a video game out of like their creation, like their collaborative creation.
Yeah, I can see that. Sure, it's certainly like got that AAA treatment.
Yeah. Well, it's the music style, it's the character design, it's the like just the art in general, the mystical fantasy aspect.
Yeah, and like the story's on brand. It's
Yeah.
not like a rootin' tooty shooty game,
Right.
but it has like all the same themes about like nature reclaiming itself and the no moral ambiguity of the main character.
And a big storm that rolls in and fucks everyone's shit up.
So what kind of hours are we looking at to putting into Ori and the Blind Forest?
I
Or
think
rather,
it's-
Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
Yeah, I think it's similar to the first game.
Same length?
More or less. They're very comparable. Like, I think
These are not safe flying conditions. You should be on the
No.
ground already.
you can complete this game in like 6-7 hours easily. I usually spend more time because it's just so visually stunning and there's lots to explore. There's like lots of hidden secrets and items and stuff. In this game, they added a new mechanic, which is NPCs that you interact with. So there's like little side quests.
Are you gonna go shopping?
Yeah. Well, actually, you are. The abilities are purchasable in this game as opposed to just unlockable through like exploration. So
Is that a lemur?
sort of. Is it dead?
This isn't gonna be like a Limbo where you have to like fend off big black spider or anything, right?
Kind of actually. There are some elements that are similar.
God, the lighting in this game is insane.
Yeah.
We did a little bit of testing before, and Ives loaded up a previous save file just to make sure. And we haven't recorded in a while. We want to make sure everything worked.
Yeah.
And my first thought was like, wow, the first game was really pretty, and I didn't think they could improve on that. And boy, was I wrong.
I mean, what's most impressive about this is that the fact that a bunch of like unassociated studios and developers came together to make this.
Oh, like a team effort?
Yeah, it wasn't like an established, you know, studio like you have like Visceral Games or BioWare or something that like already know how to work together. This was like a band of people who are passionate about making games. We're like, let's make this and figure it out. And
Passion will get you so far.
Yeah. So since we're talking while I'm playing this, I am a little distracted. I'm not going to remember everything perfectly.
Ooh.
But I do have a sense of where I need to go and what I need to get.
Burn it down, Pookie.
In which order. So
You got a spirit light orb. No, you don't retain any of like your awesome move sets from the previous game, it looks like.
No. I mean, the moves return for the most part, though.
You don't start with them.
In this game, there is no little wisp of light that follows you around shooting stuff. You'll see what I mean.
You've got a torch weapon.
Yeah. And there's our first NPC that I was talking about.
Is that Bill?
Sort of. Not de Blasio, though.
Talk? Squark. He looks kind of shifty, dude.
Yeah.
What is he saying? Because, I mean, you were scrolling through these words.
He's talking about keystones, and he's about to give me 1/2 of the keystone if I find the other half. So I gotta find...
Didn't you have keystones that you just took out of your storage bin?
Yeah, but they're for a different... They're for a different game, Rob. Not mix our games up in the series.
So, does your Mass Effect save carry over to here?
Yeah,
or?
exactly. Speaking of Mass Effect, are you gonna play Mass Effect Legendary Edition when that comes out in May, or are you like kind of done with it? I'm interested, but only if it's not super expensive. If it's like...
Someone's gonna be disappointed.
I know. I'm fully expecting it, but I'm not in any rush either. Like, I've got plenty of things that I can play in the meantime.
Plenty of things that you haven't already played.
Yeah. Like, I still gotta finish Death Stranding. I still want to play the Witcher series, so there's plenty of stuff I can...
Ooh, Danger Falls.
Yeah.
I would love to revisit the Mass Effect series, especially if, like, all of the textures have been updated and the lighting's been fixed and the quality of light, like the fucking...
Well, I don't know if
controls have been updated to a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just stuff like that, you know, but I don't think they're going to really do it justice. I think they're just like, they're treating it like a cash cow. They'll do like just the bare minimum.
God damn it.
Did you die?
Yeah. It was hard to see because there's so much light, like flare effect.
That thing is cool.
You
You should kill it. And then skin its pelt.
Yeah.
And then make armor out of it. Like in Monster Hunter.
There we go. So... Yeah, so, you know, I may wait until it comes down in price or something. I definitely want to revisit Mass Effect, but I figure I can wait until...
Oh, cool.
I'm ready to play the Legendary Edition to do it, because I want to experience it.
You know, I had that same thought when the Master Chief Collection came out for Halo.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, I can't wait for that, and I'm just going to replay all the games back to back to back. And then, like, I got it. I think Jeff actually got it for, I think he got that for me for my birthday, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I immediately installed it and, like, loaded up the game, and then I was like, oh, I'm never going to touch this.
Yeah.
Like, they did do all, like, the quality of life improvements, and the games do look better. They've been updated like enough.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's just me making a mistake or me not looking at the game settings or anything properly, but I'm pretty sure that you have to play the games in like
Chronological order?
Chronological order, yeah.
Okay.
Which I was just like, I just want to play like Halo 1 and 2 right now.
Yeah.
And I'll check out, you know, Reach later on or, you know, whatever else.
I remember you being all about Halo 2 when I first met you. I think you and Joel from the cinema would play multiplayer co-op or something, like, constantly when you were living together.
Yeah. Yep. They're like, we knew like where all little like nooks and crannies of that game were. We knew like little secrets, the skulls you had to find, and what sequences you had to do. And
okay.
We had like tactics for every like level.
Yeah.
On like legendary difficulty.
What was different about legendary difficulty? Are the enemies more bullet spongy?
Yeah,
or...
that's basically it. It's like you could take way fewer hits,
mm-hmm.
and the enemies took way more hits, but they pursued you more, and they would flank better.
Gotcha. So
they had much
AI.
better. The AI was tuned definitely to be much more difficult to deal with. The enemies were much smarter.
Right. Have you, speaking of games by Bungie, have you gone back and played...
Density?
Density. Destiny 2 at all lately? I haven't touched it in months.
Not since they announced another DLC, and I was like, oh, I'll find out what's going on currently, and then I'll look at it. I'm not gonna... I can't throw more money at that game. It's pointless.
Yeah, I feel like they should have come down in price for the DLC, and or another option is for the people who bought the original game before it became
Oh,
free
no.
to play.
That's a big old woofer.
I don't know how they would do this exactly, but I feel like there's got to be a way they could. Is that if you paid full price for the original game, you should get some sort of discount or season pass.
Yeah.
Because you already gave them your money, like, and everyone else didn't have to. At some point, you should have, like, gotten some sort of reward.
Not just a reward, just fair treatment.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you can't put the thought of be like, I should be treated with priority just because I bought the first game. No, you should be like, I should be treated with a little bit more respect. Like, I'm not going to drop $60 on a brand new game and then 3 years later pay $60 on just a reskin with 2 more missions.
Yeah.
And like tons of multiplayer stuff that I'm never going to touch or is going to be unpopulated within the first 4 or 5 months of its release.
And that's the thing, like, $60, okay, it's a AAA title, I get it. But then on top of that, every DLC, which most of those DLCs, to be fair, maybe are like 2-3 hours of actual gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
And then like an extra multiplayer map, which, you know...
The DLC is just grinding to get the new weapons and armor they came out with.
Yeah.
It's just the same grind.
It's just not worth that price tag in my opinion. So
not at all.
That's my biggest pet peeve with that. Anyway,
and like, if they've released that and it was like $4 or $5, yeah, sure.
Yep.
Definitely. Totally worth it. But no, they released DLC and it's like $40 minimum.
Right. Anyway, we just fought off Mr. Wolfman, and now we're in this bone pit. So
was that a wolf man?
It was a wolf thing.
Oh.
I don't know. The creatures in this game resemble actual real-life creatures, but are slightly different in some way. So don't know what you would technically call it, but we just fought it off.
With fire.
And now we're in a bone pit, and I think we're going to pick this up next time.
Next time in the bone pit?
Yes.
Bye, bone pit. I'm walking on sunshine.
That's not sunshine. That's the bone of my elders.